Hey, welcome. My name is JD. If I don't know you already, welcome to the channel. This is probably primarily geared towards my students right now. I'm a local teacher here in Tacoma, Washington area. If you're around, give me a shout. If you're not, you can still give me a shout because I do the online thing. So, anyways, we are going to go through the Pink Panther out of this book, the Essential Pop Hits. It's a big note piano for, what's it saying, late elementary, early intermediate. Probably if you're within that level 2, 3-ish, you can handle this. It's not going very hard rhythms and it's not a huge range. But we're just going to walk through this. I want to walk through some notes and then just kind of putting it together some. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take it page by page. There's 3 pages. I'll put links in the description so you can go to each page and just jump to that spot if that's whatever you're working on. Okay, so hopefully you'll see the notes here on the bottom of the screen and follow along. So first thing we're going to talk about on the first page is just key signature. Hopefully you're familiar with this idea already, but you should notice in this top part, right, in between my clefs and my time signature being in 3/4, that I have a sharp, right? And if I'm looking at my treble clef on that top staff, it's on the top line, meaning it's an F sharp, which again, if you're not familiar with this, that means every F we play, we should be sharping, right? So you're not going to see it in the notes on the staff. It's just going to be an F key or an F note, but you're expected to sharp it because it's in the key signature, right? So you will see some other sharps and flats in here. You just obey your normal rules. Once it's sharped or flatted in the measure, keep it sharped or flatted through the measure. And then that's it. But every F we play, we have to sharp. Okay? All right. There's one other thing that the music says, and it says both hands 8 VA lower throughout, meaning both hands are going to go down an octave. The regular as written is middle E and the E below middle C. And if you're playing it, you would be down here, right? 1 octave lower. However, I am not going to worry about that part. I just want to get through and kind of show you the notes. You can play it as is, even in regular octaves, but then bump it down. Okay? All right. I think that's all the intro stuff kind of into this. And now we're going to dive in. So here's page 1 with our notes. All right, page 1, talking about our right hand first, our treble clef. And I'm just going to walk through, say some letters, and you can kind of follow along, maybe play along, hopefully some. We're not taking this in time, just going to kind of walk through, say some notes, okay? So first of all, we're starting with a 2 on our D sharp, or as it says E flat in here, that's okay, same thing. My D sharp, 2 to my thumb on the E above it, rest, rest, rest. You notice the 2 on the F sharp, 3 to G, more rest, and then it kind of repeats that idea. 2 on the D sharp, thumb on E, rest, F sharp, G, and then we see this 5 on C. So we have to jump just a little bit. B, thumb stretches just a tad back down to my E, G, B, and with my 4, I'm going to lower that down a half step to the B flat. We're going to hold through 2 measures, right? And then that next note on measure 11, 3 on A, G, thumb to E, and we're going to just cross over with our 2 to that D, and that's our new hand position. 3 goes to E, and we're just going to hold it, right? Jump down to the next line. I got a 2 back to that D sharp, thumb to E. Keep going, 2 on F sharp, G, and then we're back to that 2 on D sharp. All right, that's it. Not too much, a couple little stretches, but for the most part, we're kind of sticking there. Okay, left hand. Left hand is very simple. There's really only kind of 3 main ideas. The first one is I am the E below middle C, before we take it down an octave, right? And that is my 5 with my thumb on B. And if you notice, that is tied all the way through the whole first line and the first 2 measures of the second line. So I don't let it go. I just keep it down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until I get to that measure 7, basically, right? We have a measure rest, and then we're 5 on C, below middle C, C, G. Again, notice I have 6 measures of just tying it. So hold all the way through. And then we come to kind of our third little section, and that is the end of that third line. I have a 2 on the C sharp. Again, that's my C below middle C, right? And then thumb to D. I'm going to take my 2 across to the D sharp, E, and then I just hold that all the way through. Just hold it all the way through. Okay? So, go mess around with that, and then of course put it together with both hands, and we'll see you on page 2 with our letters as well. All right, here we go. All right, picking up page 2. Just kind of walk through some notes. You're going to see some similarities, and then you're going to see a couple differences. So just back to my right hand. All right, and we are coming from, what was that, D sharp on the last page, to our thumb again, right? This is a recurring little idea here. I got a rest. I got my 2 on my F sharp, G, again 5 to C. You know, this is a repeat kind of from last page. 4 to the B, thumb on that G, so we've moved just a little bit. 2 to B, rest, 5 to our E, lower it down a half step with my 4, E flat, and I'm just going to hold that all the way through that whole second line, if you see that. Right, so jumping down to the third line, I got rest, the first measure, rest, part of the second measure, and now we're back to that same D sharp, E, rest, 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 F sharp, G, and again, back to the same next line, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, 5 to that C, B, thumb on E, G, B, right? This is taking us to that fifth line. 4 on B flat, hold, 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 right? And then we have our A, G, E, cross that 2 again. We've done this already on the other page. D, E, and that holds through the rest of the page. Okay? All right, let's look at the left hand notes here. We have a 5 on that same E and B that we kind of started out with on that first page, right? So here we go. We're going to just play that E and B, hold through 3 measures, and then when we get to the last measure of that page, or sorry, not of that page, but of that line, top line, we're basically taking that shape up 1. So now we got F natural, no sharp, right? It's written in the C. Hold that through. Second measure, second line, just the C, holding through. Same thing, C and F, holding it through. And then we switch it up again, right? Kind of like the first page stuff though. At measure 31, my 2 goes down to that C sharp, thumb to D, again kind of cross that 2 over to the D sharp, E, hold, 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 all the way to the second measure of the next line, back just to that E and B. Again, hold through 3 more measures. And then we drop down to that C and G for the whole last line. That's it. Just rocking that through the whole thing. All right. That's it. That's all the second page is doing. Not too bad. Again, there's some similarities from the first page as well. So hopefully you kind of start to see some patterns going on. Okay? Give it a shot. Again, take it hands apart. Just kind of work it. The rhythm is not very hard. It's really just quarter notes and rests in between, or I'm literally holding through those long ties. Okay? Give it a shot. All right, page 3. Kind of finishing this up here, at least just hands separate with our notes, right? We're going to dive back into our right hand. And this one changes up just a little bit. It's not difficult, but this is probably the least of the same traits between the other pages, right? So I'm starting on that first line, the 4th measure over. My 5 is on my E, right? Coming down, just walking down. D, skip the C to my B, A, and then of course the next line we notice a 2 on the G, new hand position. Thumb is going to stretch to that E, but don't really move because we want that 4 kind of locked in on that B still. In this case, it's going to be a B flat in the next measure. A, B flat, A, B flat, A, again, B flat, A, right? Down at 57, third line, we get our 2 on G, thumb on E, cross, and we've seen this already before, right? D, E, E, hold. Next line, 5 on that G, E, D, E. And again, this is just kind of a repeat of those last 4 bars. Does it again at 65, G, E, D, E, 2, E, hold. And then this last measure, we're going to jump up, kind of stacking it, the thumb on the B above middle C. D is sharp, and my F is naturally sharp because of that key signature, right? Okay. And then just hold. That's it. Okay, left hand, jump over to it. I'm going to start with that same 2 on C sharp, below middle C. Done this already before a little bit. C sharp, D, rest, cross that 2 over to the next D sharp, E, right? Lots of rests. We totally skip the whole next line in the left hand. Jump to measure 57, and we're back to that EB, right? We've done this, 3 measures of hold. I'm going to go down 1, that last measure, there's my D, A, down 1 more, here's that C, G, hold for 3 bars, up, back 1, my D, A, up 1 more, and again, we're going to hold these for 3 bars, and then I'm going to move, right? I got a thumb to the B, and my 5 naturally should fall on the E, right? And we're holding. And just to play that last chord, it should sound something like that, right? It's a nice chord. So, give it a shot. Again, just kind of keep working on hands separate. Work on your fingers, your notes. And then we're going to just kind of go back through. We're going to play it together, page by page, and count. Okay? So nice and easy. And give you a chance with that. And then I'm going to let you just take it, put it together, and yeah, knock yourself out. Speed-wise, go slow enough you're in control, you can count it, and go from there. Okay? All right, so page 1, back to page 1, we're going to put it together and just count it out loud. Okay? So if you're doing this, I'm anticipating that you already know your notes well. You can find your fingers, right? If you need to do this, you could totally just do this hands apart with me, but I'm going to do it hands together just so you can kind of hear it and count through it, okay? And we'll just do page by page so you can kind of take blocks and work through it, okay? So here's the first page. We have a pickup note that's on that D sharp, like we said, and that is beat 3, right? If I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, as we should be because there's 3 beats per measure, and of course my quarter note gets the beat, right? So here we go. I got my 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Give it a shot. Rewatch this as much as you want till you kind of get that down, and then start adding some tempo. Okay? Here we go. Second page. I got my thumb on E, 5 on the E below, and here we go. Just nice and slow. Just counting it out loud. All right? Here we go. So 1, 2, we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3. All right, so third page, wrapping it up here, at least counting wise. Let's do it. We're going to start, just to give us a head start with our fingering, 2 in our left hand on the C sharp below, middle C. And again, my right hand is up on that high, 5 on E. Okay? Here we go. We're in on 3, right? So we got our 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3. And of course that last one is a fermata, so extended hold out of time, whatever you need to do, whatever you feel like doing. Obviously that's your creative preference, right? So all right, we'll give that a shot. You have made it through the 3 pages. You're getting your notes, your hands together. Next goal is really just add some rhythm, add a tempo to it, okay? And I'm going to just leave that to you, honestly, because if you can say your letters apart, you can kind of play it together, and you can do what we just did, counting it together. There's no doubt that you can't do it at like 70 or even faster, and just keep at it. Work it together. Work the sections. So, all right. Good luck. If you are interested in more of my stuff or more of me, you are welcome to follow me on my YouTube channel. And that's the best place to kind of catch this little stuff, as well as check out my website at the jddorland.com. You can find more info about my teaching and whatever else there as well. All right. Good luck. Hope this helps. And we'll see you next time.